What are the chances that this president and this administration start a trade war that hurts manufacturing and agriculture interests in your state?
I think it's really important that we not just look at trade. Take a look at NAFTA. Right now, there literally are bean plants. I always love telling people this. We're #1 in pintos and black beans in North Dakota. Probably didn't know that. Probably imagine where our market is for pinto and black beans. It goes south, and a lot of our bean processors are already getting NAFTA clauses in their forward contracts. So they're already being told, look, if there is something that happens that is unusual beyond the relationship that we understand today, you're going to bear the brunt of it. And if you want to do business with us, you're going to bear the brunt. But we need to couple that with an overall relationship issue that we have to the South. So when does it become politically unpalatable for a politician to do a trade agreement or to do an adjustment in a country like Mexico? You got to ask yourself that, because you look at trade, you can't look at trade in isolation. Trade is part of the overall relationship that we have in the country. When we were in the Pacific Rim, we were talking to Admiral Harris. Probably the best spokesperson for TPP was Admiral Harris, who's the head of PAC-Command. And he took a little circle and he put it on the map, and he said by 2050, 70% of the people in the world will live in this circle. He said we need to think about that, and we need to think about how trade relationships affect our overall foreign policy. But I will tell you, I think that you can't just look at trade wars as the sole issue that we have. We have to look at continuing to maintain great relationships with our traditional allies that allow us access to markets and access to the table of discussion. And so, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what these bilaterals look like, how this negotiation is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen fast. Unfortunately, there is, for good and bad, the White House is a fairly impatient place. And so we'll see how trade agreements advance. In the meantime, it's incumbent, and what my producers have been doing is they've been going down reassuring their markets that they're going to be there, that they're going to have a political voice in this. And so you see a lot of that happening. Milk producers were just down in Mexico trying to secure that market. It's a huge market for milk producers. And when you go up to Canada and NAFTA, it's the other way around. They're subsidizing and we can't get access to their markets. And so to me, a lot of this is when we can convince the American public that there is a future for them in manufacturing and in the workforce, and when we can convince them that we actually have enforcement mechanisms when people cheat, I think that we can do more trade agreements.